So I have been asked to comment on this article by Ross Belot. Why Canada's oil sands aren't coming back. Now, who is Ross Belot? Ross Belot is a former oil executive who spent over 30 years in the industry in Canada. And Ross now writes articles and stuff and promotes a lot of green energy. Now, it's not enough to read one article by a person and give your opinion on it, right? It's better if you read multiple pieces of work by that person. That way you can gain a better understanding of their point of view, their perspective, and where they're coming from. So that's what I did. I didn't just read this article, I read multiples because I wanted to learn more about Ross and where he's coming from. And to summarize, basically, in this article, Ross says, Canada's oil sands are pretty much dead. In addition, there should be no west-east pipeline in Canada, and according to Ross, Canada needs to focus mostly on renewable energy moving forward and abandon these old, dead sources of energy. That's pretty much it in a nutshell. Ross believes that the oil sands are dead because the cost, right? It is expensive to extract this type of oil and develop it for energy. So he's basically saying it can't compete with fracking in the United States. It's too expensive, not enough return on investment, therefore it's dead. Another thing that Ross believes or agrees with is the IEA's assertion that global oil demand will fall to roughly 25 million barrels a day by the year 2050. And he's basically been saying this for the last 4 years, even though global oil demand is increasing every year. Global oil demand is well over 100 million barrels a day. For it to fall to 25 million barrels a day by 2050, we would start needing to lose 3 million barrels of oil, of global oil demand, every single year. That's not a thing, Ross. That's not going to happen. That's not a thing. Consider the fact that the world has invested trillions upon trillions of dollars in renewable energy, and oil demand is still growing. How are you going to reduce oil demand by 3 million barrels a day every year for the next 25 years? You're not. You're absolutely not. There is no possibility of that ever happening. This is what I call a climate side argument. When you take the views of climate-friendly folks and you push them out, right? You can still be climate-friendly and take realistic views. You know what I mean? You don't have to go completely off the edge just because you've decided to promote renewable energy. You can still do that and live in the realm of reality. But he does make some good points about oil sands and their cost and all of that stuff. So it is not the best way to extract and produce oil. It's not. With all of that being said, one mistake that oil and gas experts have made since the beginning of time is discounting advancements in technology. They always discount technology that's coming in the future that tends to solve almost all of our problems. And every time someone says, this is dead or that's dead, they've never been right. They've never been right. So on its face, Mr. Belot's argument that, oil sands is expensive to extract and, you don't fetch a great price for it and, so, that makes it difficult. That's all 100% true. But at the end of the day, we don't know what we don't know. And every prediction about something being dead regarding oil and gas throughout history has been wrong. Now, if Canada wants to utilize its oil sands for, many, many years to come, it's going to need to build more pipelines. They need to bring that price of that oil up to sustain it. That I agree with. But as far as the notion that it's dead, I would never make that prediction or agree with it because nobody's ever gotten that prediction right. Technology always wins the day. Thanks.